It's been so many years that you have been in the VLSI industry. How many years exactly?
It's almost 29 years.
29 years, okay, and you have so much experience in different domains.
That give me kick that I can do something different what others cannot do.
So institution do play a role.
I don't feel it is going to create any negative impact. I feel any new technologies is only going to create new jobs, but in a different way. Yeah, so I think for any product, if you want to make it great, you need to have a great foundation.
What is your first love? You have to choose in between these things.
Yes, we did a 28.8 terabit single ASIC. When they study and when they want to do something, they should go deeper. Indian work culture is slightly different.
Welcome to VLSI for All. I'm Apurva Dikshit, your host for today's podcast. And we're honored to welcome Mr. Naveen Jain, who is the Senior Director of Juniper Networks. So, Naveen, before we start our podcast, let's do a brief introduction of what is your domain for our viewers. So, can you start from your first job to what you're doing right now?
So I started, did my BTech from MBA Engineering College, Jodhpur. And I started my career in Tata Telecom as an embedded and firmware software engineer, where I worked on call metering software, embedded software, but that didn't give me a kick or, passion to which I can, continue my career as I was looking to, do something in the hardware side. So I moved to do my master's from the Pilani in microelectronics. And that is where I got, introduced to all microelectronics. And after completing my master, I started my career in analog devices. We did, sharp processor, DSP processor, where we did a lot of design, verification, physical designs on DSP processor. Then I moved to Motorola, where I did microcontroller-based designs.
Okay.
Then I moved to US, where I started again in the Marconi communication on the networking side. And since it was a different field, it gave me a lot of insights what is going to happen in the networking. And I continued my career from there in the networking onwards. Then I moved to TELUS, where I again designed, Ethernet-based ASICs. And then for last 17 years, I'm with Juniper Networks and doing a lot of ASICs in routing, switching, the fabrics, and so on.
Okay, so it's been so many years that you have been in the VLSI industry. How many years exactly?
It's almost 29 years.
29 years, okay, and you have so much experience in different domains, I see. And I'm also seeing that you're wearing Bits Pilani t-shirt.
Yes.
So one question pops up. So what is that? How has been your journey in Bits Pilani? What did you learn? There's something which you still remember about it.
If I compare my, BTech, it was more like a theoretical knowledge. I didn't get exposure what industry is looking for and what I need to do in the industry. BITS Pilani is an institute where it gave me insight what industry is looking and what practical knowledge I need to gain. And that created a huge difference. I was able to take risk, do very, very complicated projects, and teachers and professors were very, very supportive about it. That gave me big, kick that I can do something different what others cannot do. And that is where I feel it is very close to my heart.
So institution do play a role in giving experience to the students also of such projects, hands-on practice on projects, which eventually helps in hiring. Because if you have already worked on something, it's better, right?
Yes.
That is what actually
So I
companies
think
look for.
BITS Pilani is slightly different because they had a collaboration with CD Pilani, and it used to have a lab there, the microelectronics lab.
Oh.
You get exposure to design, you get exposure to microcontrollers design, you get exposure to verification, and you get exposure to fabrication, which is not available in any institute. And that give you complete insight, what we are building,
Okay.
and when it comes out, how it will look like.
So what did you work on in with?
So we worked on 68,000 microprocessor from IBM, and that basically we actually optimized that processor, and we were able to, do a bit of fabrication and see how it will look like.
Okay.
and we optimize, all the micro instruction in the processor.
And this was in which year?
This was in 1995, 96.
1996. Okay. Okay. That time we did not have much of fabrication labs. It
That
seems
is correct.
that
So
those
I
were.
think there was only two labs available,
Yeah.
SCL Chandigarh and Siri Pilani.
Okay.
And that is where, and other institute people used to come to Siri Pilani to do their experiment and understand what fabrication means. So once you understand what is there for you in the industry, it makes your studies much easier.
Okay. Nice. Nice. So good question on that aspect. So over your extensive career in ASIC design and microelectronics, what major technological changes have you seen across?
So if you look, when I started my career, most design we used to do, manual schematic, then manual layouts. Everything was completely manual. You need to understand the hardware and do the design. There was no automation.
Right.
Then the tools started coming for place and route, synthesis, and a lot of automation started. And that is where the trend of SoC started, system on chips.
Okay.
And as the chips become bigger and bigger, SoC's yields started reducing because your die is becoming bigger. Technology is creating a lot of issues, and that is where a new technology has come into picture, which is SOPs, system on package.
Right.
And that is where the things are changing. People are moving towards chiplet. They are creating small chip, integrating into a package and creating new technologies. And now the new trend is coming where, people are moving towards a design and design verification, which is assisted by AI. And I feel there is going to be a lot more technical changes which is going to happen in the field, and it will be a completely new different avenue what we'll see.
So on top of that, as you have mentioned, artificial intelligence, how do you see it? It's like having a positive impact, but there are also some negative factors which might come into play.
I don't feel it is going to create any negative impact.
Mm.
It's look at this way, when first time calculator comes, people were afraid, they will lose your job. When computer came, people were afraid they will lose your job. I feel any new technologies is only going to create new jobs, but in a different way. So AI is also going to create new jobs, whatever manual jobs or, things which can be done by AI will move to AI, and you will, go to into different areas where you can innovate furthermore. So yes, that you always look for something which will, take your monotonous work and you keep innovating. So I don't think it will be having any impact on any jobs, or it will make your life much easier
Easier and
and
faster.
faster,
Yeah.
and
So
efficient.
yes, you're senior director at this level, so it's more of a managerial role rather than technical. How would you define this role? Like, what has been your lessons through management?
So, Juniper Networks is a company which basically, pushes for innovation. So, none of the roles are completely management roles. You need to be in touch with technical things, and you need to make technical decisions. So, you will be part of architecture design teams. You need to make a lot of technical decisions. So yes, management is part of that role, but you need to be up to date with a lot of technical things too. So it gives me a lot of kick to understand new science, what is coming right now, what needs to be done in the future, and what technology we can embrace in future, which will help the team and the Juniper as a company.
Okay. Also, you might be a part of hiring teams. So, what exactly do you look for in youngsters who are coming in, fresh people coming into such companies? What
So
qualities?
I believe in people who are good in problem solving, and they want to go deeper into something. Once you go slightly deeper into any topic, you will create an interest for yourself. When you are shallow, you'll not able to create any knowledge, and you'll not be able to go deeper and create or innovate. And that is what we look, people who are very good in problem solving, people who are very good in innovating and problems, and people who can basically think out of box. That is what we are looking for. We don't look for people who knows ABCD of microelectronics. We look for people who can create a difference.
Okay, and what all skills would you recommend the young people to have if they want to bag a good position in such companies?
So I think first thing, they should be very good in problem solvings. Yes, they should be aware of the flow, what is required for them to design or verify or do the physical design. But they need not to know the tools. They should be very good in problem solving. They should be very good in understanding the concept and come out with ideas where we can innovate and do better than what we are doing earlier. So that is what the skills what we are looking in the people.
Okay. Anyways, they could learn things very
Yeah.
fast if they have that
And
good
on the
problem
job,
solving.
people can learn. People who are eager to learn,
They,
they can easily learn.
they can do it. Okay. So there's an Alan K quote. People who are really serious about software should make their own hardware. That is somehow associated with you and how this philosophy actually has worked.
Yeah. So I think for any product, if you want to make it great, you need to have a great foundation. And great foundation of any product comes from the hardware itself. If you don't have a hardware which is good, you'll not be having good software, you'll not be having a good product. So that is where I believe in this philosophy. If you create a hardware which can understand the load or the software workload, and the software which can understand the hardware shortcomings, then you can create the best products. So any product's foundation is the hardware, so you need to create a best hardware.
Right. So, can you also share some of the challenges in the ASIC design which you have faced? Like is any one of the challenge which like you changed the way you look towards designing?
So, chips are becoming very large now. And this large chips, to make it first time successful with less power, less area, is the biggest challenge. It is so much of complexity. Even if you run billions of vectors to verify the chip, you are not 100% sure that chip will work or there will not be any bugs.
Right.
So I think this type of challenges has given us a lot of opportunity to embrace new tools, new ideas, so that we can create a chip which is basically bug free and a first time successful. And Juniper is known for that, to create first time successful chips.
Okay, so what all exactly like on the verification side you are basically saying that we need to check how it
It's
goes
not
through all the
about
test cases or
it's not just about verification. You need to write by construct. So if you create a good design, then the good verification can catch whatever remaining issues, and it will be a successful chip. So you need to have a fundamentally strong design and architecture which can create a good chip, and then you can verify with all possible means and create a best ASIC.
So as you have said that the larger the chips are becoming, the more is the probability of having a default or faulty chips. So can you point to some of these reasons why these are getting larger and what all exactly are the areas where most of the problem actually comes out?
Yes. So reason is, what industry is looking more and more compact devices, more and more devices which can do each and everything inside a single device. And that is where the ASICs are also becoming more and more complicated, because if you look just example of industry, we started, internet with a bandwidth of kilobyte per second. Okay, where we are, people are looking for terabyte.
Terabytes, yeah.
And if you tell them the chip and the product will be this room full, nobody will like it. You want as compact product which was available earlier.
Right.
And that is where you are putting more and more logic, more and more functionality, more and more feature into a single ASICs. And that is where the complexity is coming into picture.
The smaller it is becoming.
Yes.
Okay. So moving on to the next question, can you share a memorable project from your career in any of these companies which you have worked on?
So,
Multiple companies.
for everyone, as in cricket, your first inning is most memorable. For me also, my first microelectronics VLSI project is the most memorable one. It was a DSP processor which analog devices created. What they were looking to send this DSP processor to masses, it used to be very, very costly. So they gave us a charter to create a $10 DSP processor. It is same as, when cars were creating in 5 lakh, 6 lakhs, Tata took a challenge of creating 1 lakh nano. So it was a very similar challenge. Nobody was looking to, reduce the features, reduce the functionality. It was a very similar ASIC. You upgrade the technology, you reduce or innovate in a design in such a way that you can support everything and create the design. So we created that design. It was pretty successful and it was in $10. So that gives a lot of, feelings of happiness, achievement, which is I am still carrying, and I feel I will carry onwards for my life.
Okay, very interesting. As for the future, what all technologies are you waiting for to come? Like, do you foresee something which is going to revolutionize the
I
industry?
feel, AI has just started. It will create a lot of new avenues for us. All design, architecture, and design verification will be AI assisted. And that will change the way we look at, chip designing, the way we look at technology, the way we look at the products. And a lot of things will going to completely change the way we look. And it will be much successful because a lot of monotonous work will go away and you will just innovate and take the assistance from AI and do the chips which will be more successful.
Okay, so now let's make it more interesting. So we are going to ask you some rapid fire questions. You have to answer the first thing that comes across your mind. So the first question. Okay, what is your first love? You have to choose in between these things: hardware design, ASICs, or team leadership.
Hardware design,
Okay, are you a morning person or a night owl? Where does the best ideas come?
night owl.
Night owl. Okay. So when do you get up in the morning then?
I normally wake up 6 o'clock.
Then which thing did you sleep?
But yeah, so I normally sleep at around 12:30. So, that is where my, sleep
So
6 hour cycles.
one habit which comes from which Pilani days that has still stuck with you.
Maybe, taking a risk
Okay, the project that you worked on, definitely a risky thing. Okay, so if you weren't in engineering, what totally different career would you have pursued?
as sports person,
Sports person, which particular sport?
cricket.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you have played
Yes.
a lot.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so T Labs, Marconi, or Motorola, which company shaped your leadership style the most?
Come again, which companies you,
Dell Labs, Marconi, or Motorola, which company shaped your leadership style the most?
Marconi Communications?
Okay. Favorite snack during long brainstorming sessions? Coffee, tea, chips, what?
Chips.
Okay, no coffee, tea?
No coffee tea.
Oh, okay. What's more thrilling, delivering a breakthrough chip design or mentoring a breakthrough engineer?
Mentoring a breakthrough engineer.
Engineer, okay. What's the last movie or show you binge watched?
Family man.
Okay, nice. Okay, so ASIC design today, more science or more art?
It's a more science.
More science. Go to stress buster, music, running, Netflix, or something I wouldn't guess. Something else.
Banter with my daughter.
Oh, nice. Done. Okay. A project.
We
Yes.
just fight, for each and everything.
Okay. A project at Juniper that made you say that this is why I love engineering.
Yes, we did a 28.8 terabit single ASIC,
Okay.
and we are very proud of it. When people were talking in gigabits, we did a terabit chip, which is much, it is going to revolutionize furthermore because in a single box, we have created a 28 point terabit bandwidth, which is, not heard
Yeah, not right.
yet.
So if you had 10% more time every week, would you use it for mentoring, learning, or inventing?
Everything.
Okay, divided. Okay. What's your guilty pleasure? Tech gadget. What do you use the most, or which one do you most
I
love?
don't like to use gadgets.
No gadget.
I would love to meet people and discuss things.
That's actually better. So, software eats hardware, or hardware empowers software. What do you stand?
Hardware empowers software.
Favorite travel memory from Juniper work trip? Any favorite travel?
Yes, so I went to, offsite, and I went multiple times, but I went maybe 3 years back. And that offsite, I met a lot of new people in Juniper. I was working in the Juniper US, but then I didn't meet a lot of people. So, in that offsite, I met a lot of people, discussed new ideas, and that was still in my memories.
Okay. So personal mantra which makes when making tough technical decision, what is the personal mantra that you have?
So you need to keep a calm, and if you make your decision with some risk taking, it is always good. And if you feel that you can succeed, you will succeed.
Okay. So if you could teleport advice to every fresh graduate engineer today, what it would be in one sentence?
Learn as much as possible.
Okay. What's the most non-work app you use daily? I don't think so you use.
I don't use much of the apps.
Any dream vacation spot that you have in your mind?
Uh, yes, maybe to Bhutan.
Bhutan.
Yes.
Finally, three words that define your leadership philosophy. Three words.
For the people, um, uh, communicate well and empower people.
Hmm. But nice rapid fire round. So moving on to more extensively discussed topics. Okay. So the next question is outside of your professional life, like what all hobbies and interests do you have to stay motivated?
Yes, I do a lot of sports. I do a lot of poem writing, and I basically love to, do counseling for the students as much as possible to guide them where their career could be. Most of the students, come with me, have no idea what they want to do. So I really try and love to help them out where they want to go and how they want to do something which they have love for and passion for.
Okay, so you still play cricket?
A lot of cricket.
Okay, on weekends.
Weekends, yes.
Okay, okay, well, that's nice. You have to stay active as well, right? So for guidance, as you said, how do people get in contact with you if someone wants to have guidance?
Yes, so they can contact me on, yes, social media is always there. I'm always available on the LinkedIn, if people wants to. And, yeah, personally also, if they want to contact me, there are avenues available in social media, they can contact me. But yeah, best way is to contact me on the LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Yes.
Okay. So if you could give one piece of advice, which you have, I think, already given to the youngsters, the fresh graduates, but still, if on the skill basis, if one advice that you would like to give them, what would be?
So I think they should basically, when they study and when they want to do something, they should go deeper. Remaining shallow doesn't create interest, and which is where a new generation is losing the interest in technology. Most people are moving towards, app-based companies which are, looking to do more of a financial analyst type of job. If you want to learn technology, you need to go deeper. And once you go deeper, you will start loving it.
Okay. So, in your view, how does the seamless integration of software and hardware shape the future, technology future?
So, we have to uh, take the hardware and software integration not as a trend, it is a need of the hour. If you create a hardware which is good and which understand the software workloads and the software which basically understand the shortcomings, you will create a product which is basically intelligent and adaptable. And that is where the software hardware integration is most important. You should not look these two as a two separate entities. You need to design a hardware which is aware of whatever software needs to be developed, and you need to develop a software which is aware of shortcomings and the features whatever available in hardware. Then you'll get a best product out of it.
Okay. Since you have worked in US, were you a part of any of the project which has cross collaboration between US and India?
A
Yeah.
lot. Even now, when we are doing work in India, there is a lot of cross collaborations. The reason you need to, because today world is a global village. You need to be aware of what others are doing. You need to collaborate with them, and the idea behind collaboration is you get a new ideas. You understand what their culture is, their cultural work style is, and that gives you new ways to innovate, new ways to think, and new ways to create products.
Okay. So any such project that comes across your mind? Like also, I wanted to understand that you have worked in US. So how would you compare the work culture there and work culture in India?
So I think the work culture in US is slightly different. The way people take work is they have 8 hours. They need to basically finish their work in 8 hours and go home and spend rest of the time with the family. Indian work culture is slightly different. People collaborate, or I would say chat more with each other during office hours also. Sometimes it helps, not always. So sometimes when you're chatting with people, you get new ideas, new ways to think, and it will actually reduce your stress.
Stress tests.
So sometimes it's very good the way Indian culture is. People mingle with each other more, and interact more, and that will make your work much easier. The US culture is more like you finish your work, go home and enjoy with your family. There is less interaction between the people, but it is changing. It is changing fast. There are also a lot of people are interacting on a daily basis, and things are changing.
Okay. And pay scale wise, if you see, like maybe when you worked, India would not have been paying much, but now what do you see? Like how
I
is the
don't think India is paying less. Looking at what we need to spend in India, India is paying well.
well?
Yes, and what people need to spend in US, that is a need of the hour. Otherwise they cannot survive. So I feel India has, yes, if you look at 20 years, 30 years back, yes, we didn't have the technologies, we didn't have people who can create or innovate, and that is where we were not getting paid. Today, I think it is not the same. People are getting paid because people are knowledgeable, they are innovating, and they are creating new things. So I feel it is very similar in US and India.
So, what strategies do you use to stay updated with the advancements in the technology or trends which are right now in the microelectronics domain?
So there is no, a formula to stay up to date with new technologies or things. You need to do multiple things. You need to basically be part of some technical committees. You need to be, reading some journals. More, I feel, is you need to learn from reviews or things happening around you. If you start learning and remain open to new ideas, it is not just semiconductor, beyond that also. If you start listening to new ideas, think about it, you will remain up to date, and you will be able to create better products too.
Right. That's why in between talking
Yes.
can help at the office hours. Okay. So, looking ahead, which emerging technologies or trends are you most excited about, and how do you envision Juniper Networks contributing to these innovations?
So there is a lot of things are happening. There is a silicon photonics, there is a co-packaged copper and optics happening. There is the AI assisted designs and product designs happening. And Juniper is collaborating with the industry in all these areas. And we feel we will be able to innovate in all this area with industry and create better products for the future.
Okay. So, that brings us to the last question. What is your views on our channel, VLSI for All? How has it contributed, or anything that comes across your mind?
So I feel all these channels, either yours or anyone's, if it is propagates, what the young generation need to do, and they learn from people's experience, it is going to help. And I feel you guys are doing a great job, calling people with experience so that they can, uh, guide people who are starting their careers, and they will basically help new people to create a passion for particular areas, either it is semiconductor or others. And since you guys are creating a passion for VLSI, I feel guys are doing great job, and keep doing it.
Okay, thank you so much, Naveen, for coming to this podcast. And we'll see you for the next podcast then.